I started a cookbook club. I'm so excited about this. Before I jump into all of the logistics on how I went about starting this cookbook club and what you should do if you are starting your own, a couple of reasons of why I wanted to do a cookbook club in the first place. I have all of these people who live in Chicago who I am friends with, who I want to continue being friends with and continue investing my time and energy into their relationships, but it's really hard to do so when everyone's schedules are so busy and I'm out of town so much. Second thing being, I absolutely love hosting. I love having people over, I love cooking, and I especially love eating. Another reason, I am trying to drink less. A lot of social activities generally involve drinking, and I'm trying to wean myself off of that. So I was able to reach out to all of my friends in the city. I think I sent my initial invite to like 20 something people. Basically asked them, would they be interested in doing this? The concept of a cookbook club is everybody brings a dish and we get together once a month and have dinner together. And so it's like this dinner party, which is really great because they get to meet each other and build new friendships as well. But I also get to see all of my people. 2, I get to host, which I love, but I don't have to cook for everyone, which is incredible. I'm still cooking enough for everybody to be able to try whatever dish I'm making, but everybody else is bringing dishes too, so there's just so much food. And 3, it's dinner, so it's not like a big drinking event. We did a couple of cocktails at this last one, but you could come and not drink if you don't want to. It just is a great way to be able to have a social activity that doesn't solely revolve around drinking. Let's go ahead and talk logistics and how I sort of set this up. First thing that I did was I sent out invites to, I think it was like 20 different people to see if they would be interested in joining. My initial invite really had minimal information on it. It basically just said, I'm going to be hosting this. It had the address, rough dates, and an RSVP button that just said, if you're interested in learning more, please RSVP and let me know. That was my kind of like initial tester to be like, is this something that would even vibe with you? Is this something that you'd be interested in? So that way I can pass you along more information. When building out my cookbook club, I wanted to make sure that we would have people returning time after time. I didn't want it to be something where like someone could pop into one and then not come for another 6 months. I want it to be where like we really get to invest in these relationships and the other people at dinner get to know you as well. Once I had people start RSVPing that they were interested in hearing more information, I sent out the following text. I need my phone. I said, hi friend, I'm so excited that you're interested in my cookbook club. Here's some information for you to decide if you want to fully commit. We'll be meeting once a month starting in July, shifting between the first and second Thursday of the month, schedule below, at my place. It will be a potluck-styled gathering where we will select a cookbook, either something from the library or that someone owns, and everyone will be able to select a recipe from that book. We'll have a certain amount of slots for apps, mains, desserts, and drinks, and they will go on a first-come, first-served basis. I want this to be something that really lasts, so if you are interested, I do ask that you're able to attend at least 75% of the gatherings. If that does not work for you, no pressure, I totally understand. But to get started, I want to make sure it's with people who will be able to attend long term. I'm so excited about this and so excited by everyone who responded saying they're interested. Let me know, XOXO Kai. And then I put down the dates for the next 6 months of Cookbook Club. I'd already decided what they were. I knew just with this many people, I needed to just select dates, put them in my calendar and send them out and see who would be able to come. If you were doing a smaller cookbook club with like 5 or 6 people, I think you could bounce dates around, but I literally had 15. So I needed to be able to just pick dates that I was gonna be able to be here. Otherwise it was gonna be a nightmare. Once I had the list of people who were interested, my next step was I sent out a Google form to be able to start planning for the initial kickoff of Cookbook Club. That looked like this. It had the date, the time, and just said, once I've received everyone's responses, I will announce the cookbook and send out options for dishes followed by the recipes. In order to sign up, you had to put your name, email, will you be attending on this one? And then I picked out 2 different cookbooks for people to choose from. Honestly, I don't know much about different cookbooks, so I picked 2 that I just Googled like best summer cookbooks of 2024. I did one that was a Mexican cookbook, and then More is More by Molly Baz. That's the one we ended up picking. But that one was a lot of like summery, light, I don't know, seemed like a fun little quirky cookbook to be able to use. Next question was, please select your first choice for a dish to prepare. And I had appetizers, mains, desserts, drinks, and sides. So people got to choose what they wanted to cook from that. Once I had all of the answers compiled, I kind of made notes of like how many people said each thing and decided like what sort of course each person would be making. Once I had all of that figured out and everyone had RSVP'd if they were coming or not, I sent out another text that says, hi, for this month's cookbook club, you are assigned to desserts. If there's a different option you really want, just let me know and I can switch it, no worries. Here are the photos of all of the different dishes. Feel free to let me know a few that intrigue you and I can send over the specific recipes and then just let me know which one you pick. And then I just sent over the table of contents from the cookbook so that way they could see what are the names of all of the different dishes and let me know which ones they were interested in. Once I had that, Oh my gosh, stop. Once I had that, people started responding and being like, can you send me the recipes for this one, this one, this one? I would just take a picture from the book and send it out to them. I wanted to make this so people weren't spending a lot of money. I didn't want everyone to buy the cookbook. I got this cookbook from the library and I just sent out pictures of the recipes to everyone. And then they let me know which recipe they ended up picking. On the actual day, I was a little bit stressed. I didn't know how it was gonna go down, but honestly, everything went way easier than I expected. I set the start time at 6. People started trickling in a little bit before, a little bit after that. 2 people did cocktails from this cookbook. So we set up one of my tables in my apartment as like a bar sort of station, and they were making cocktails as people were entering. All of the other food, we kind of just spread out everywhere. I had set the table for all of us. I didn't even have enough chairs. We had to pull in like ottomans and random things for people to sit on, but we made it work. And honestly, at the end of the day, everyone is just there to be able to be with each other and to eat a bunch of good food. So no one really cared. And then a little touch that I did that I thought was really cute. I made menus off of Canva and I did the colors of the menus to kind of match and mimic the cookbook itself. And I put down all of the like drinks, sides, mains, desserts, and what they were called from the cookbook recipe, as well as who's the person who made them. A lot of the people who came to my cookbook club had never met each other. So this was a good way for them to be able to like actually start tying people in. Once everyone arrived, we sat around the table. I had everybody introduce themselves. I basically just told everybody like, thank you so much for coming. I'm super excited about Cookbook Club and I'm really looking forward to being able to do this with all of them every month. We ended up having each person get up and go to the kitchen and grab their dish and bring it over to the table, and they went around and served it to everyone. I think that was a little bit less chaotic than us all trying to move around and grab all the food ourselves. And so it was kind of fun for people to be able to go around and be like, oh yeah, like I made this salmon, like I made these arancini. I think that's how you say that. But and hand out all of their different foods. So that was really cool. And then honestly, we just got to eat. It was like a Thanksgiving, like Friendsgiving or something like that. We just got to sit down and eat and try all of these different foods. And it was so much fun. We talked about which foods were our favorites. Everyone died over the salmon recipe that we had. And so everyone was taking pictures of that recipe from the cookbook. I did still have the cookbook from the library. So I put that in the center of the table for everyone to be able to look through and everything. And it was just a really cool opportunity for everybody to be able to try all of these different foods, but also be able to come together in such a great group setting without having a crazy heavy lift. Each person only made one dish. One of my friends made an orange bundt cake, and that was her contribution, but then she got to spend the night with all of these different people and try 15 different dishes. Especially living in a big city, it's something I've heard time and time again, that it's just really hard to make friends, and especially if you're working remote, how are you supposed to go out and meet people? By creating more environments like this, it helps build a community, which I think can just be lacking a little bit for some people. I absolutely loved it. I've already sent out my friends my text for this next month's cookbook club. I've asked if people have any recommendations for cookbooks that they want to throw into the hat for us to be able to pick from. I'm really excited to be able to continue this, and I think it'll be really cool when 6 months from now, all of these people who didn't know each other have had dinner together 6 different times over the last 6 months and really got to get to know each other more. I'm all about finding impactful, meaningful ways to be able to spend time with friends that don't feel like a heavy lift and aren't expensive, because it just feels like that is so much of the world right now. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Cookbook Club, please comment down below. I promise I'll respond. If you do join your own cookbook club, post it on Instagram and tag me in it. I would absolutely love to see. I hope this inspired some of you. Let's go out there and make some friends. I've always said it, but I think moving to a city is one thing, but then building your community in the city is what really ends up making a huge difference. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited for you to all start your own. Go and set it up right now. Love you so much, and I will see you next time.